off mute. I'll leave you off mute, but if anyone's noisy, I'm going to mute you. Privilege I now have in Zoom. Right. Alright, so let's start with our warm-up as we always do. So if you're on the chair or standing, we're going to be marching on the spot for me. So nice, easy march. Get those arms, just stand to the side. Again, don't force them, just let them swing side to side. Nothing too hard at the minutes. Perfect. Now, from here, if you can, you're going to stay marching. I want you to roll the shoulders back for me. So nice big rolls. I'm just moving my screen a little bit. Perfect. Right, so nice big shoulder rolls and march if you can. If that is a struggle, all right, you can stop the legs and you can just do the shoulders, okay? If rolling the shoulders is difficult, remember, shrug them up and down, okay? And it's going to work the same way. Last rotation back, let's change. We're going to rotate those shoulders forwards for me. Again, stay marching if you can. Perfect. Nice. Take that march out to make it easier. And then from here, everybody keep those legs nice and still. I want the hand up this time, so on top of the shoulders. Elbows are now going to stay high for me and roll them back. So the idea of this is you keep your elbows at shoulder height. If you drop them to make it lower, it will become easier. So those of you that have sort of suffered with a bad back, you might find that dropping those shoulders will just take a little bit of pressure off that back. But if you can, keep them shoulder height. Now change again, we're going to go forwards this time. So same principle, drop the shoulders if it's too much. Keep them at shoulder height if you can. Lovely. Remember, this is just the warm-up, so nice and easy. Last one, take those arms forward. So nice big circles with those arms. Remember, allow the torso to go with you. So don't, we're not keeping it forward like this. We're allowing it to have a slight tilt as we go around. That's going to increase that motion in the shoulder. And then last one for me, change. And we're going to take those arms back. So nice big circles, going backwards. Obviously, it goes without saying, make sure you're looking around your room to make sure you're not going to hit anybody or anything. If you are doing it with somebody next to you, just make sure you're not going to hit them in the face. That is not on my risk assessment, so you can't see. Perfect. Last one, drop it down. We're going to go into heel digs. So if I turn to the side, you can see heel digs on one after the other. So heels go down and toes face the ceiling. And the supporting leg is slightly bent. All right, so nothing, don't lock that knee. We keep it nice and soft. Because if you lock it, you're going to put too much pressure on that knee. And that's what makes those knees a little bit weak and a little bit sore. Perfect. Right, we're going to go into our pattern. So you're going to go single, single, and then two on the same leg. So single, single, and two. So single, single, and two. Perfect. Again, single, single, and two. Single, single, and two. Last time. Single, single, and two. Change it to a side step. So a nice, I'm going to lower my screen, so I want you to see my feet on this next one. Nice side step. If you're on the chair, you would just be turning. So if you imagine that I'm sitting on a chair, you would be turning to the side and then turning to this side. Okay, so that's if you're on the chair. If you're standing, nice side steps for me. Let those arms just swing, nice and easy. Now, This is our easy stage. We're going to make it a little bit harder by, as you step to the side, the other leg crosses behind. Then you step, cross, step, cross, step, cross. So the leg that's coming towards you, cross it slightly behind. This is your medium stage, all right? I'll take it nice and slow. To make this harder, I want you to reach that back leg further so you go into a nice lunge. All right, so you're really pushing that leg further back, encouraging that front leg to bend. You're going to go into that nice forward lunge, and that's really going to start to warm up those thighs. You're going to start to stretch out those hips. There we go. So, hard version here. Your easy version is you cross. You don't have that front knee bend. Your easy version is you're staying at a side step. Okay, so choose your options. Lovely. We've got it. All right, from here, we're going to go into some of our punches. So bring that to a stop with the legs. Just march it out for me. And we're going to take legs nice and wide. So wider than hips, maybe in line with shoulders. And you're leaning side to side. All right, so a nice side lunge. Now with the torso, if I turn, we're not upright. I want a slight tilt in the torso. If you're sitting on that chair, just get those legs nice and wide and just lean across each leg. All right, and you can still do it on that chair. All right, so in this position here, you should feel a slight stretch in that hamstring when that leg's straight. If you can't feel that, you need to have your legs a little bit wider. Perfect. All right, everybody, get that guard up. Keep swaying from side to side, don't let it drop. You're going to hold on one side. Hook, hook. You change. Hook, hook. There we go. Hook, hook. Change. Hook, hook. Change. Hook, hook. Change. You've got it. So go your own time. Bit of technique. Are your knees over toes? Do you still have that slight bend in the torso? Are you pulling in your core? So by pulling in your core, you need to think about that belly button sucking into the spine. Very good. Last one. Now change again, punch it forward. So jab, 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 jab. Again, technique. Keep those knees over the toes. Torso slightly tilted forward. Now your punch is just above your eye line. Okay, so wherever you're looking, you need to punch just above. So it's not a direct in front. You're probably punching a slight diagonal upwards. And again, remember not to hit anybody next to you. Jackie, I'm looking at you. Don't hit Barry. Back of the end. Perfect. Keep it going. One more. Bring those legs in. Just march it out for me. All right. From here, we're going to go back down to our legs. You might need a chair because we are going to come up onto one leg. So we're going to do what we call our round the world lunges. If you're on a chair and doing this, you need to be sitting. When we go forwards, bring that leg forwards, lean over it so you can get that stretch, and then bring it in. The same thing, lean to the side, bring it in. When we go backwards, if you have a chair you can kick under, that's great. If you don't, just repeat that going forwards again. So if you're on the chair, you guys just do forwards and side. If you're standing with me, we'll do forward, side, back. So, we're doing lunges. I'm going to drop my screen so you can have a look. So, the first thing I want you to do is we're just going to do a normal forward lunge, okay? So, we're going to step forward, we're going to dip it, and we bring it in. Change legs. Step it forward, dip, and in. Keep repeating that for me. So, forward, dip, close, forward, dip, close. Remember, if you're on that chair, step it forward, lean over, bring the leg in. All right, so you can still do this if you're sitting. Now, from here, bit of technique, okay? Again, think about that tummy, belly button sucking in towards the spine. When we're dipping, that knee does not touch the floor, just brushes the floor. Last one. Perfect. We're now going to go around the world. So what you're going to do, so just watch before you do it, you're going to step forward, you're going to lunge. Now as you come back, you're going to push and hold the leg up. Okay? So it's not a kick, because if I was to kick, I'd kick like this. But what I'm doing is I'm going down and I'm pushing, I'm lifting it up. We're going to hold it, then we close. We're going to step out to the side. We're going to do a squat. Then we're going to lift up that leg to the side and hold. Close. Same thing to the back. Dip, lift, hold, close. And then we'll do the same thing on the other leg. So again, if you're sitting, step it forward, lean over it. As you come back, you lift up that leg in front of you, close. Step it out to the side if you're on that chair, lift it to the side and close. All right, so that's if you're on the chair. So, get yourself set up wherever you're going to do this, sitting down or standing. The first one, doesn't matter what leg, because we're going to repeat the other side. So you step forward for me, dip down low, now lift, hold that leg. 3, 2, 1, drop. Very good. Step to the side for me. Squat down, lift, hold. 3, 2, 1, close. Again, to the back. Step it back. Dip. Now lift, hold. 3, 2, 1, close. Change legs, the same thing. Step it forward. Dip it down. Lift. Hold. 3, 2, 1, close. Step it to the side. Nice squat. Lift. 3, 2, 1, close. Last time. Step it back. Dip. Now lift. Hold. 3, 2, 1, close. If that has caused any tension in those hips, just walk through the heels and it will release that tension. So that's a really good one to think about that core. Right, arms. So if you want to sit down this one, you can, because we're just working arms. So I'm going to tilt my screen so you can see the arms. If you want to grab your weights to make it harder, then do. I've not used weights in a while because it's been fun. So the first thing I want you to do is, well actually, you're going to have hands at either side, body, palms are facing in. Okay, so palms are facing out, will be like that. So palms to face in. And you're going to reach opposite hand, opposite shoulder, and down. Swap. Opposite arm, opposite shoulder. So just keep swapping between, working opposites. All right? Nice and easy, nice and slow. Go at your own speed. Perfect. So if you're standing to do these, if you notice your back start to sort of arch, your weights are too heavy, okay? So you need to drop the weights and just do it without. All right, so just bear in mind how heavy. I mean, these are only 1 kilogram. I've not done them in a while. Lovely. Right, from here, we're going to reverse that arm exercise. So you need to bring hands together and it goes up above your head. So if I turn to the side, you can see here. All right. Now you're going to reach up to the ceiling and then back down behind your head. Okay, so up, back down. This will hurt more than the other one because we're using our triceps, which kind of get a bit forgotten about. Lovely. Now try not to hunch those shoulders. So temptation is this, relax the shoulders down. Don't hold that breath as well. You've got to keep breathing, otherwise you can't exercise. Perfect. Last one. Bring those arms down. Don't hit your head. Nice and easy. Lovely. From here, now a little bit of a routine. So you have to bring your arms up so at 90 degrees for me. So if you're here, kind of a strongman pose, you're gonna close them. Okay, so this is the start of the routine. So you close, open, now push up to the ceiling, come back down to strong, and close. Very good. Open, up, strong, close. Open, up, strong, close. Lovely. Open, up. Guys, it's hurting already. Open, up, strong, close. Last one, because my arms might drop off. Close. Perfect. Leave the weights for me. So put them to one side. If that has caused any kind of tension in the arms and shoulders, get those shoulders rolling. Do some of those arm stretches we do in the cool down. And we're going to go back to our legs. So we're alternating at the minute between legs and arms. So I'm going to do it to the side so you can see. If you're sitting on a chair, say sitting, you can still do this one. I would recommend though, if you're standing and holding on, try and do it to the side because we are going to be taking the leg back. So if you were to do it facing the chair, take that leg forward and back, you might hit the chair. All right. So still can't see my feet. I'm judging trying to get my screen down. There we go. From here, before we even begin, I want everybody to come up onto tiptoes. So all up, tiptoes. If you're on that chair, push those feet up and get the feet up and the toes are the only thing to stay on the floor. So this is what I would call your full tiptoe. Now go halfway. Okay, so we're not on the floor, we're halfway. Now, hover slightly above the floor and then come all the way down. Okay, so you've got different stages here. You've got a full tiptoe, halfway, a hover, and a down. All right, so really important to remember those stages. The first thing I want you to do, we are all going to come up onto tiptoes, full tiptoe, then halfway, hover, back up to halfway, and full, again, halfway, hover, halfway, full, again, halfway, hover, halfway, full, again, halfway, hover, halfway, full last time, halfway, hover, and down. If your calves are now on fire, walk through the heels and that will take away that burning sensation. So from here, I really like it. From here, you're then going to do the same, a similar thing, but I'm going to add in some knees. So you're going to go all the way up onto tiptoes. You're then going to bend your knees, but keeping on tiptoes. Place the feet down, and then you can straighten. All right, so you're going to go up onto tiptoes, knees, feet down, and up. Again, up, knees, down, and straighten. Again, up, knees, down, and straighten. So keep going with the pattern. What I want you to think about here is your posture. So are you looking down? Okay. If you're looking down, have your shoulders starting to hunch. So you need to think about your posture. You need to think about engaging that core. You need to think about being nice and tall. All right. Lots of things. You think it's hard. Lovely. Last one for me. Up, knees, feet, and down. Awesome. Again, calves are on fire. You need to walk through those heels. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a lunge. So you're going to come up onto tiptoes. You're going to bend your knees. You're going to pop those feet down. You're going to step it back, dip, and in. All right, so I'll just show you again. So you're going to come up, tiptoes, feet down. My knees stay bent as my leg goes back, dip, and in. All right, all together. So we've got up, knees, feet, leg, dip, and in, and up. Knees, feet, leg, dip, and in. Two more. Up, knees, feet, leg, dip, and in. Last one. Up, knees, feet, leg, dip, close. Right, so we've just done the outside leg, all right? If you're on the chair and you're facing the side, turn, you're going to work the other leg, all right? If you want to, and if you're comfortable enough to keep hold of the chair and work the inside leg, then that's fine, okay? But we're going to work the other leg now. So same pattern, but the other leg now goes back. Are you ready? So we go up, knees, feet, leg, dip, and in, and up. Knees, heels go down, leg, dip, and in. Again, up. Knees, feet, leg, dip, and in. Two more. Up, knees, feet, leg, dip, and in. Last one. Up, knees, feet, leg, dip, in. Perfect. Now everybody walk through these heels, please, just to release that tension. All right. This is where I would like everybody to grab their chair and sit on it. To the side. So, I'm going to walk you through the options here. So, this is the one where I said about lifting the chair. So obviously we're not lifting it above the head, it's just going to brush off the floor. So what you're going to do here is some options first. Your easy option is the whole point of this is going to aid you to get off the chair easier. Alright, so we're going to start thinking about how our weight helps us get off the chair. So your easy option for now is you're going to have your hands If you can, have your hands on the chair, and you're just going to push, and you're going to come back down. Nice and easy. So little push off, and you come back down. All right, and that's all you need to do for the easy option, but you're going to feel that in the thighs. If you keep your core nice and tight, you'll feel it in there. And the idea is the head leads that movement, all right? Not the hips, not the knees, not the feet. It's the head that's going to get you off the chair. Okay, use that to send you up and out of your chair. Now, if you don't want to pick up your chair, you will push here. You're going to stay hovering, arms come up, down, and then you come back down. Okay, so it's a kind of a pull up and a push down, all right? If you have your weight, by all means grab them. You can push up, weight, and then back down, all right? So that's your kind of option here for the weights. So that's your option if you haven't got a chair that you can lift up. I'm thinking if you're on the sofa, no one's going to lift a sofa. If you've got a chair that you can lift up, we're going to push up, hold that chair, lift, drop, and down. All right, so you're going to push, you're going to lift, drop, down. Okay, so your chair becomes your weight. Yeah. So have a think about which one you're going to do. Remember, you've got that easy, the middle, and the hard option. For those that tend to have a few niggles in their back today, I'd recommend you staying with the easy option, just because this motion will put pressure on the lower back. We're going to do 6. Okay, so whichever option you're going to do, your minimum is 6. If you go faster than me, that's absolutely fine, as long as you keep to your technique. Okay, so set up. 3, 2, 1. So everybody push. Now we do the hard option or the middle option. You change. Again, push up. I'm doing the hard option, so I'm lifting my chair and down. Again, push, lift, drop. We're halfway. Again, lift and drop. 4, 5. Drop. Let's just do one more for good luck, just in case I can't count. Lift and drop. Take your time. Awesome. Okay, you know what? It's been quite a tough little first section of the class. So have a minute, grab a drink. The next stuff we're going to come back to is we're going to do a few of our back stretches. We're going to go on to our hips. So just keep your chair nearby if you need it to hold on to the balance. But have this minute, grab a drink. Sort myself out. There we go.
Sorry, that was my alarm.
Your pill alarm. Right. So make sure you have a drink. I'm just going to check everyone's out of breath. Right. Cool. Oh, Ken, did you see, because I know you walk around Neem Park, did you see the warning about dogs getting poorly around there?
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I thought you'd walked around there.
And my dog is always drinking out the puddles all the time.
Maybe not. Maybe you should get your dog a drink of water, Ken, before you go out.
I know, I think I'll have to.
What a bad owner you are. But I saw that. But then there's always some sort of algae or something in there, isn't there, that affects dogs?
Yeah.
Although we've not been down there in a while because I think it's still flooded, I think.
It is flooded again at the minute.
Is it?
Yeah. Not bad, but not like it was.
Right, okay.
And the puddles might have something to do with the fact it was flooded and
Maybe.
It's where the floodwater's been.
Yeah, potentially. Because it's quite boggy, isn't it, around, especially where the sailing lake is, opposite the car park and opposite where the coffee shop is. That bit tends to flood quite a lot.
Yeah. Everywhere in the country is so wet, and muddy, and boggy at the minute.
Yeah.
So really hard work walking.
Yeah, it really is in a minute. I'm just trying not to slip over. Okay, I think everyone's back from the little drink. So the second half then of this class is we'll go more into the Pilates stretching, a bit more of the breathing, and like I said, we're going to work on the hips. So if you've come to this class before, you're going to know exactly what you're doing because it's the same thing. We're going to get that hip moving, hip rotation. So just bear that in mind. You might find it easier to do it on the chair depending on sort of how you feel in the hips and all that sort of stuff. But I will let you decide. And of course, I'll show the alternatives with that as well. So from here, let's come into, we'll start off nice and easy. So let's bring it into having feet sort of hip width apart for me. And if you're on the chair, when I mean hip width, if you try and have your feet so they're in line with your kind of chair legs. I'm surprised I can still lean over that chair. Right, so from here. So feet nice and still. Hands in prayer position for me at the chest. So I know that you're active in this position because you're either elbows are here or they're up. When they're up, you're working because you're pushing the hands together. So there should be resistance between the hands. So if I was to come into your house right now and try and pull your hands apart, I shouldn't be able to because you're pushing them together. From here, right, keep going, I've got Amazon. From here, twists for me, 2 minutes. Oh, you're all still doing it. Oh, you're going to sit down. Right, from here, so we're twisting side to side. I'll edit that bit out of the class. Side to side for me. Hip bones stay facing forwards, all right? So don't try and cheat with those hips. So this is similar to our nice torso twists that we do on a Thursday, all right? But it's nice and keeps you grounded. Perfect. Now, the last one, come to centre, drop the arms for me. Now, same twist, side to side. I want you to start to let the arms wrap around the body. This should come naturally, so don't force it. Still keeping those hips in front, so don't let the hips do this. I want the hips staying forwards, okay? I would let you know when we can free those hips. Perfect. Now we're going to free the hips. So by freeing the hips, as you twist around, allow the foot to come off the floor and you can look further behind you. And then you change. So the foot comes, so the heel comes off, you're on that toe, and you're twisting to look around the back shoulder. And this is a really nice freeing, flow movement. So don't let it stop. Don't become a robot, don't become jerky. Just nice and soft. Really just waking up that back, waking up those hips. Lovely. One more. Come to centre for me. Now just bring your feet in a little bit narrower, so kind of go hip width and a little bit further in. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the next stretch. We have done this one before. So one arm, which is going to go backwards, the palm is facing out, okay? So it's not facing me, it's facing behind me, and that's going to push. The other hand is going to go above my head and is reaching up to the ceiling. So you've got a nice two-way stretch, and you're really pushing this back arm as high as you can get it. And then you're going to change arms. So they're going to cross, change, push that arm back. Now, here comes the breathing part. So breathe in to change, breathe out as you push back. Your breath in should be through your nose. Your breath out should be through your mouth. Perfect. So we're all going to be at different timings here because our breaths are going to be slightly different. But as long as you're breathing in to change those arms, you're breathing out to go into the stretch, you're going to be working. Again, for those that have those niggly backs, just be careful how much you push those arms back because you might find it becomes a little bit too much pressure on the back. Perfect. Going to do 2 more for me. Once you've done your last one, bring those arms back to centre. Lovely. Now, take the legs a little bit wider again. We're going to go into our lovely squats. So, first thing I want you to do is as you squat down, you go to the side actually. As you squat down, your arms come up, and as you come up, the arms go down. Okay? Up and down. If you want to hold onto a chair, you can have a chair here, and you'll just do your squats normally, but just holding onto that chair, just under support. Okay? Now hands up and face you all. Lovely. So try and keep that chest up nice and high. So don't drop it, don't hunch. Doesn't matter how low you go because you're going to be working. One more, and we're going to change again. So you're going to go back down into a squat. As you come up onto tiptoes for me. So I'm going to go to the side so you can see. So you're going to go down into that squat, up onto those tiptoes. Now the hands go slightly behind you so that you've got a counterbalance of those tiptoes. So again, down and up. Perfect. Again, down and up. If you're sitting on a chair, carry on tapping. If you're on the chair, your squats will be reversed in the sense that you're lifting up and then you're going down. Okay, so then your reverse squats there on the chair. Okay. Perfect. Last one. Up on those tiptoes and hold. Everyone knows I love a good hold in tiptoes. If you are on a chair, hold your toes up so that your toes are on the floor and wobbling. Lovely, and drop it down. Okay, this is the hip part. So what I'm going to do is, sorry, my dog's decided to wash himself in front of you. Stop it, have some decency. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our hips. I'm going to do one leg standing, and then I'll sit on the chair and do the other leg sitting. So those of you that are sitting can see the alternative, so how to do it. So just decide now whether you're going to stay standing or do it on the chair, okay? But just remember, I'm going to show you both ways. So don't copy me by jumping back and forward, all right? Pick where you're going to go. First thing then we're all going to do is lifting that leg up off the floor. Doesn't matter what leg, because we're going to change. And I want you to point and flex the ankle. All right, so it's just the ankle that's working. It's a point and flex. It's giving me eagles now, so it's hot. Point like a child, point and flex. Lovely. And then I want you to rotate the ankle round. So nice and soft with the ankles, rotating it round. Lovely. And then change the other way. Perfect. That's it. We're going to go the other side, right? So the other leg. So I'll show you on the floor. So lift that leg up from the other one. Point and flex the foot. If you're on the chair, hold that thigh, and it's just going to give a bit more support for you. Okay? Perfect. And then again, change, rotate the ankle round for me. If rotating the ankle is a little bit sore, it's a bit stiff, then just stay doing point and flex. It's not a problem. And then change rotation for me, the other way. Perfect. All right, put that leg down. I'm going to go to the other leg. So you're going to have 90 degrees for me again. Now this time we're working the knee, so the leg's going to, the lower half of the leg is swinging backwards and forwards. The hips staying still, the torso is staying still. It is just from the knee that that lower leg is swinging. So we're going to start to build up some muscle around our knee. So this might hurt a little bit quicker, the knee might start to ache a bit quicker, but we don't really use the knee, we forget about it. Remember this supporting leg, just have the knee nice and soft, so don't lock it, have a slight bend in that leg. Think about your suspension, yeah, let it sort of be a spring. Lovely, pop it down, change legs, so I'll show you guys on the chair, for those that are on the chair. So again, if you need to, hand underneath the thigh for support, and again, swing from the knee. Hips are still, torso is still. If you're on the chair, I'm not sitting back, keep that posture nice and tall for me. No slouching, no cheating. Perfect. Again, to test yourself on the chair, take those hands away, and that's going to make it harder. All right, well, if you need to have a bit of support, of course, hold underneath. Lovely. Pop that leg down. We're going to change legs again. This time, working on those hips. So you're going to do nice circle rotation. So again, knee up 90 degrees if you can, and then rotate the leg around. So in a nice circular motion. Try not to drop the foot on the floor, so it just brushes on the floor. It's going down. To make it easier, drop the knee and just do smaller circles. And again, you can keep it even easier and you just twist that knee out and in, and it's still going to work those hips. Okay, so make sure that you judge it on however you need to do this. Perfect. Change direction. So we're going to go the other way, still keeping that circular motion with the hips. Remember not to hold your breath. Lovely. And last one, pop those hips down, legs down. We're going to change legs. I'll show you on the chest again. Lift that knee up for me and rotate it round in that circle. Remember your options if you're standing, so the knee is higher, it's going to be harder. Drop the knee, it's going to be easier. If you're on the chair, the bigger you can make this circle with the hip, the harder it's going to be. Remember to keep breathing. Remember to smile. Change direction. Perfect. So nice circular motions with those hips. Or you'll probably find that from longer than the other as well, which is normal. And pop it down. Last time, changing legs. This one, you're going to again have that knee at 90 degrees. You're going to open and close. So open it to the side and close. Open, close. So if you're standing, when you close that hip, the knee slightly comes across the body, okay? If you're on the chair, it does not cross, all right? When you close, you just bring it into the other leg. It's a nice open and close, and remember, drop the hip, drop the knee, and it becomes easier. Okay, so the higher the knee, the harder it is. Can you put nice and tall in your spine? Don't slouch. Nice and tall. Suck in that belly button. Remember, to the spine. Make sure you're breathing. Right your shoulders. You've got loads of things to think about. I'm just going to add in certain things, and I'm going to see if you're all awake. Lovely. Drop the leg. Next time, change legs then. I'm going to do it on the chair. So again, on the chair, hands underneath if you need that support, and we open and close. So like I said, if you're standing, that knee will slightly come across the body. When we're on the chair, that knee just comes into the other leg, right? There's no cross. Remember, the higher the leg, or the knee, should I say, the harder it's going to be. I can feel the concentration of all of you. I know when you're quiet, I know when it's hard, because you're quiet. Perfect. And drop the leg. So you just work those hips for a good amount of time. So if you need to, if you're on the chair, you can again walk through those heels. If you're standing up, make sure again you're walking through the heels, and that will help the hips, the glutes, and the calves. So in the last sections, we're going to go straight into our cool down. If you need to just have a drink and just have a couple of seconds break, then please do. Just join in when you can. But the rest of it, we're just going to take it into a few stretches to finish off. So we're going to come back to the chair in a minute, all right? The first thing I want you to do is you're going to have one foot in front of the other. By all means, if you're sitting on the chair, you can still do this. But one foot in front of the other. Both feet are facing the same direction. Okay, so my back foot's not going one way and my front foot's not going the other way. They are both facing, look, nearly went then, both facing the same way. Slight bend in your front leg, back leg stays nice and straight. Heel is down on the floor. So you should feel that stretch in the calf. If you want to, you're going to add another stretch. You're going to insert the fingers. You're going to push them out in front of you and then drop the chin down to the chest for me. So that's going to sort of stretch out the hands, the arms, will start bringing a stretch into that back. And then the first thing you do is release the hands to the side and change legs. So same again, feet in the same direction, front knee is bent, back leg is straight, heels down on the floor, hands behind this time, and squeeze those shoulder blades. Nice squeeze. Again, if you can't feel it, or bring up those arms. And then change. We're going to bring the other leg forward, but heel down this time. And you're going to push the hips back, sink back in those hips. Your hands go onto the bent leg. You don't put them on the knee, you put them on the thigh. If you want to increase the stretch, you can take that hand down to the toe. All right, and that's just going to increase your stretch in the leg. Make sure you put your balance. And then change. Other leg. So heel down, push the hip. Hands onto the thigh for me, right at the top. Again, really sit push back in those hips. If you want the stretch to be a bit harder, you're going to hold onto that toe. I can't reach it. You're going to hold onto the toe if you can. And then slowly come back for me, and we're going to take a seat on that chair. No, you're grumpy with me. We're going to then one arm across the body for me and pull it in. So when I pull it in, you can see, there you go. Don't hold the elbow, you don't hold your wrist, you're going to hold that forearm, okay? So avoid any joints. Lovely. And then change other way, cross the body, pull it in. Perfect. And then reverse this stretch. So I want the other arm up onto the back of the shoulder for me, hand on the elbow, and you're going to pull it back. There we go. Make sure we're breathing. Do not hold that breath.
We're in the middle of an exercise class online at the moment.
And then change. So other arm up onto the back of the shoulder, hand on the elbow, pull it back. There you go. Perfect, and drop it. Now we've done a bit with the hips today, so I'm going to stretch them off. So really important for this, you've got 3 different stages to put your legs. You're either going to have the harder stage, you're going to have ankle over the knee. The middle stage is you're going to cross knee over knee. The easiest stage is you're going to have ankle over ankle, so both feet are on the floor. Okay, so you need to pick which stage is best for you. All right, and it's gonna there'll be different. You're gonna have the easy one, you might not feel it as much. So just depend on what you're gonna do. So when you're here, on your hands, if you're on this stage, hands are gonna go over, and you're gonna lean over the leg, and you're gonna feel that stretch in the hip, and it's gonna go down the thigh, right? And use your body, use your torso to increase that stretch. If you are knee over knee, you would just flop over, try and touch your hands to the floor. And if you're at the easy stage, again, you're leaning over and you're trying to touch your toes. Okay, so that's your different stages of the stretch. But if you're in this position, this is where you're really going to feel that stretch in the hip. Perfect. And then you're going to change. So nice and slowly come up for me. Change legs. So remember the different stages. You might find one you could do this stage on one leg, but you can't do it on the other leg. That's fine. Use your torso. You're going to lean forwards, and you're going to feel that stretch. So remember, as I always say, if you want to increase that stretch, you do a nice big breath in. As you breathe out, you go further down into the stretch. Don't hold your breath. Lovely. Nice and slowly coming up for me. Pop the leg down. And let's finish with our head. So we're going to look one side, and then you're going to change. You're going to look the other way. And again, change. And last time, change, look the other way. Now this time, bring that head to centre, and you're going to look all the way to the ceiling. Nice stretch out the neck. And then reverse, you're going to change, looking down to the floor. So get that chin down to chest. And up it comes, head all the way to the ceiling. And then drop it. And one last time, head all the way up. And all the way down. And then you're going to finish on 2 big circle rolls with that head. So nice, big circles all the way around. Just go steady, don't get yourself too dizzy. And this can again be quite stiff for people. We don't always do this with our neck. And then when you've done 2 going that way, you're going to change and do 2 going the other way, because we always do reverse in stretches. Again, not holding that breath. Once you've done those 2, you're going to bring your head to centre. Take a nice big breath and finish a Monday session. So let me just have a look. So as normal on Thursday at 2 o'clock, we will do our exercise class. And then next Monday, I think it's ballet. So for those of you that haven't come to a ballet session before, don't get put off by the term ballet, okay? Yes, it's using elements of the feet position, pointing of the foot, and sort of simple movements of of ballet. However, ballet has been proven to be the best form of exercise for Parkinson's. So that's why a lot of the Parkinson's stuff stems from ballet. The Royal Ballet in London have done loads of research into ballet and Parkinson's. I believe they did a big documentary last year for the BBC about it. So it's proven its worth, but I don't make it into the traditional ballet class, all right? So there's none of the kind of airs and graces, all right? It's just a different form of moving, different ways of exercising, and it's more focused on the core, your balance and your coordination. So it's less cardio, but because it's less cardio, we fit more in, so actually you still do a good workout, all right? So with that one, it's ballet and it's called bar technique. All that means is bar technique is when you see the ballerinas holding onto the bar and they do their footwork. That's all we're going to be doing. So we're going to be encouraging that foot to stretch, working the ankles, working the thighs, working the calves. That's all it means, really. So that's next Monday at 2 o'clock. And as always, we've got Thursdays at 2 o'clock, and that's our exercise class. I think that's it covered. So if I see you on Thursday, I'll see you on Thursday. If not, I'll see you next week. Just please remember now, plenty of water. Don't sort of exert yourself too much now because you've just done an exercise class. So just take it easy for the next hour or 2. Yeah, I think that's everything. All right.
Thanks very much, Hannah.
I'm going to mix something out. So, have a lovely week, and I'll see you all later. See you later.
Bye.
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 Bye.